Hi, people. So, I finally got light and night to work. Well, I felt a little bit cheated because last night I was non-stop trying to click on that silly confirm button that comes up while downloading the resources for the game. Um, and that went on for about 2 to 3 hours. I have a friend who had done that last night for 3.5 hours, and right around about 9 p.m. Singapore time, she tried to download it again, and then it actually went through. There was no need to keep pressing on that confirm button. So yeah, I mean, good thing. Because after that, whenever we need to repair the game, since it's a closed beta version, we did not have to keep clicking on that confirm button. But yeah, so the repair just went through, and the download for the resources was pretty fast and quick. So yep, okay. So here I am, um, and I've started playing the game. So sorry that I couldn't stream at night, especially not during uh, sleeping hours for my family. So couldn't stream at all. But I've gone through chapter 1, and I will be playing through chapter 2 and sharing with you guys. So I'm playing in Chinese dub,
人
and
世间的喧嚣令人厌倦，但这里还有个笨蛋，我不能不管。
but the English text, so that you guys viewing the stream can kind of follow with the language. I usually prefer to play in Chinese, or at least a Chinese dub, so that the game is kind of experience in its original way. I actually felt like this is the way that the game should be experienced. So I'm not sure if you guys are more interested in the story or the game review, but let's do the story first. Right, so there's a sign in event. Okay, more checking ins. So right now this closed beta version is open for the Southeast Asian region, but I do know a lot of players who are playing this from other parts of the world using VPN. So well, uh, whoever you may be, this is how light and night is in English. I suppose there were lots of language barriers to playing the original China version. So everyone's really excited for this English one. So, yep. um, okay, I will very quickly try and. Okay, this is a duplicate. I have got this card before. Let's see. So I will not speed up this. It's just like let's exploration. I'm gonna have a lot of um, alignments, things that I find map to certain things in Let's. I know this game is definitely uh, um, comes up first before Let's, but yeah, I mean, I think it'll be kind of interesting to find out how this how these Otome games overlap in terms of the functionality, uh, combat, gameplay, packs, purchasing, and all that. So, really, really interesting. Okay, someone has added me. If you like, you can add me as well. But I'm kind of, just really new at this. And I actually don't know what I'm doing most of the time. I'm just clicking on whatever red dots have appeared, and me and my OCD self is will try to get that cleared. So that little birdie exploration thing. So I've got a duplicate of this Osborn Xiao Stardust Galaxy 4-star card. Apparently in this game, a 4-star card can be upgraded to a 5-star card, and a 5-star card can be upgraded to a 6-star card. Hello, Evie! Thanks for joining. So yeah, finally managed to get in the game. Yay! Actually, I got to get in like at 9 p.m. last night, and then I couldn't stream, so I played a chapter and then left the rest for today. So since I've got a duplicate of this Xiao Stardust Galaxy 4-star card, I'm able to ascend this card, I guess. Yep, but I don't think it's I think it's like again, I'm gonna make a lot of references to Let's because it's gonna be like a ranking kind of thing. So I'm gonna rank this card, and they call it ascend. Alrighty, rank up successful. Okay, and then they have the 5 petals thing with one of them colored up. So okay, more stats, I guess. So the cards kind of look like this. I've gotten quite a few, I mean just a few, and level up some of them just for combats. Evie, you have not downloaded the game yet. No worries, I think if you do it now, it will be much smoother than what we had experienced last night. It was so stupid because and so silly because we had to keep clicking on the confirm button last night, and a friend has done that for like 3.5 hours, and I think I've done it for like 2 to 3 hours last night. And then after that, after 9 p.m, the downloading of the resources in the game went by quite smoothly, so we kind of felt cheated. Me and my friend. Because we spent all the effort and time just to keep clicking on the silly confirm button. But it's a good thing that they have yeah, exactly. But it is good that they kind of resolved that problem. That problem of the downloading, not the game, but when you actually open up the game and then have to download the resources and all that. That's about maybe 7 or 8 gigabytes. So I don't know how to feel about that, but it's okay. Yep, and then this game is kind of cute because they have this tea time, as you can see. This tea time thing in such that the longer you stay in game, the more rewards you get. So anything up from 5 minutes to 1 hour, 60 minutes, you get a little bit of rewards. So not bad. So it kind of prevents people from like, okay, I'll log in for 5 minutes and then click and then log off. So I guess that's what they are trying to do. Okay. I'm currently at chapter 2. Chapter 2, story 5. I don't know if you guys actually want me to go back and start from the beginning again. But I guess why not, right? I'm sure you guys want to know more.
恭喜你进入决赛。
Little star, congrats on making the finals. A sudden weight drops onto my shoulder as I step into the hallway. I turn to see An, her eyes crinkled into little crescents with a smile. By the way, I find myself not being able to change the name of my character. I could only use a random one that the game kind of picks for me. And I couldn't put my own name into this, so I don't know how I'm feeling. Apparently there's a rebate if you purchase some store stuff, and there'll be rebates of 200% when the official game launches, but I don't know how I'm feeling about that because I can't change my name. And then if I probably have to spend resources in order to change my name, so I don't know. So yep, my character is called Haley Rose. And then Haley's, yep, a rebate of 200%. Not very sure about that pack yet, but or that purchase rebate. I haven't really explored, so just spent a lot of time playing through the story, which yep, already asking us to spend before launch. But okay. Well, I guess they need the revenue coming in. Especially for all the server expansion, right? With the number of players so trying to get into server yesterday. Anyways, so An is MC's friend. An, you're back from your business trip.
还是没来得及亲眼看到你在舞台上晋级的那一刻，太遗憾了。
Yet I still miss seeing you advance on stage in person, such a bummer.
哎，不过你放心，这次决赛我拿到了位置最好的票，我会欢呼到最后一秒的。
I snagged the best seats for the finals and I'll cheer my heart out till the very last second. An is just like Tao Tao in Let's. I'm sorry I'm making all these kind of relations to Let's, but take it as you deem it. An's been my good friend since high school. She's now an editor at Beauty, a top-tier fashion magazine. This reminds me of the Devil Wears Prada. Speaking of that, I went to watch review part 1 and watch part 2 in the cinemas. Still good. Even though we haven't seen each other in 5 years ever since I went abroad for college, we still keep in close touch.
我连你夺冠后的文章标题都想好了，就叫《天才设计师的破茧之战》，怎么样？
Okay, I think I will not voice the NPCs. I'll just read what my MC is saying, yeah? The competition hasn't even started yet. Her over-the-top reaction makes me laugh, but it warms my heart too. So in the game, you are given like 2 choices. keep talking to An or say goodbye to An and focus on the match. Use retrospection ripple to change fate. So I think because previously I've selected the first option, keep talking to An. And if you guys can see it, there's a different light with that sun symbol and then and night with that moon symbol. So I guess whatever choices we make during the story will give you a different ending, if that's what I'm understanding correctly. So previously I've chosen keep talking to An. If I want to actually choose the other one, I would need to use a retrospection ripple to change fate, and I actually don't have a retrospection ripple, so it'd be interesting how to obtain an item used to reset light and night options in light and night variations. Stir the surface of time as day and night intertwine, shifting between shadow and light. Don't be afraid, in the very end, stars will always. Okay, so we can go to the shop exchange and exchange for it. But you see, over here, the rename card actually costs 12 of those what do you call this? These stuff. So, and then they cost money, obviously. So I don't know. Yep. There's a free box every day, so doing that. And this is a monthly pass. Yep. And then where is that thing? So we can't change. It seems like we can't buy the retrospection ripple. So that's kind of weird. I don't know, but I'll just keep choosing what I've chosen previously. It's like you're always there for my life's biggest moments. It really helps calm my nerves.
那当然，虽然某人曾经抛下我5年都不回来，不过他的事对我来说都是最重要的。
Back in high school, we met while scrambling for the last copy of a limited edition magazine. Who would have guessed that turned us into inseparable best friends? She's always loved writing and finally got into the Chinese literature department like she hoped, but I broke our promise to go to the same college. I went abroad in my second year of high school and only came back a few months ago. I'll never forget when I told her I was leaving. She cried and said she wanted to end our friendship. But on our departure day, she ran to the airport with puffy eyes and stuffed that magazine, the one that's a reminder of our friendship, into my hands. An is such a priceless treasure to me.
哎呀，相信自己，你可是最大的黑马。刚毕业就能从上千名设计师里脱颖而出，杀进10强。就连我的魔鬼主编都夸你的设计充满灵气。说到主编，差点忘了今天来还有任务。我要写一篇推文，报道一下进入到决赛的几位选手。
So, have you locked down who you're going to interview yet?
大概定了5个人，你的部分我已经搞定了，帮我引荐一下其他人吧。哎，那位曾经推出过2季畅销成衣的设计师在哪儿？听说他沉寂多年，这次复出很受人关注。
You mean Wu Yue? I just saw her head out, but I'm not sure if she'll be open to an interview.
我是有听说他专注比赛，从不分心之外的事。算了，碰碰运气吧。
昨天听你在咳嗽打喷嚏，这是感冒冲剂，给。
Oh, when I heard this voice, I must say it reminds me so much of Xavier. A timid voice speaks up beside Me, Gao Cheng stretches the back of his head with a bashful grin. Thanks, Gao Chen.
你就是高成，那个出身百师世家、基本功超级扎实的高成。请问你有没有时间接受我的采访？我是 Beauty 杂志的时尚编辑，我叫安安。
Gao Cheng is incredibly shy, facing An An's enthusiastic approach. His face flushes bright red all the way to his ears. I remember once when the crew was handing out uniforms and accidentally skipped him. He held back until his face was beet red, only daring to raise a hand when the staff were about to leave. Staring at An An, he stutters for ages before finally squeezing out a few words.
你好，采访可以的。
太好了，谢谢你。那我们先过去，你好好准备比赛，结束后我们吃大餐。
Yep. Unlike the noisy stage, the competition prep room is eerily quiet, perpetually wrapped in a tense, heavy atmosphere. The rules state all competition outfits must be made here. That's why since the contest began, the prep room lights have never seemed to go out. I'd better hurry and make my adjustments too. My final piece is a black velvet evening gown. Tiny polished fragments of red tourmaline are scattered across it, glimmering faintly like stars in the night sky. I also spent ages crafting a matching red tourmaline brooch, hoping it would be the perfect finishing touch. But it wasn't until the rehearsal just now, when I looked at the dress again on stage, that I suddenly felt a subtle sense of unease. What's wrong? Is it the red tourmaline's color, or is the fabric too heavy? What if I step back and look from a distance? I take a few steps back and bump right into something hard. I look back and see a bulletin board covered with little wish notes that the staff asked everyone to write before the first match. Hope to give everyone strength. I want to win the championship. Free women from rigid beauty standards. I want to be a good designer, as good as Sili. I suddenly pause, my eyes automatically drifting to the window. The giant billboard on the building out across the street is dipped in sunlight, a soft golden edge around it, and the person in the center looks somehow out of reach. The world-class designer, Sili. He gazes down at the camera, an air of lazy arrogance in his cold, proud eyes. They say every designer has a Polaris to guide them on their creative journey. For many, Sili is that brightest star fixed high in the firmament. He excels at drawing inspiration from culture and history, deconstructing garment structures and fabric properties, simplifying complexity, and ultimately revealing the unique beauty of the wearer. 10 years ago, he shifted the entire industry's trajectory with a single. Well, even now, I can still clearly remember what he said back then.
时尚不是为了统一审美、区分你我，而是让所有人都能正视自己、接纳自己。每个人都有成为他自己的自由。
Even though he stopped making public appearances after that, every detail of that show was safe and has influenced thousands of designers since then. Be who I really am. What am I actually trying to say with my design this time? I close my eyes, recalling my initial concept, a gown centered on breaking shackles and pursuing freedom. The heavy black velvet is like the helplessness and pain we can't escape our whole lives, while those tiny red tourmalines are the dreams in everyone's heart that never fade, no matter how faint. I rush back to my home country to hold on to the original goal too. Now I see. The first thing that should catch the eye is the stars on the skirt's hem. The tourmaline's deep red nearly vanishes into the black velvet unless inspected closely. A brooch made of the same material fails as a piece. To brighten the entire gown, I need to replace it with a gemstone with higher dispersion. Alright, garnet. Half an hour later, I find it in the supply room without a hitch, holding it gently in my palms as I walk back. A breeze drifts through the window, rustling the leaves outside. At the end of the empty hallway, a soft clinking of metal suddenly rings out. I turn toward the sound. About 7 or 8 meters ahead, a tall figure emerges from a prep room. He wears a black jacket, a black mask concealing most of his face. sunlight flickers over the skull pendant on his chest, and the silver chain at his waist sways with each step he takes. That must have been the sound I heard earlier. I don't know why, but my eyes just lock onto him. A model? I don't recall seeing him before. Only when his figure disappears completely do I finally look away and head to my own prep room. I sit down at my workstation, roll up my sleeves and get ready to fix the dress and brooch. Suddenly, a startled cry rings out from across the
我的
room.
发卡怎么不见了？
The room instantly descends into chaos. I glance over, but before I can identify the owner of the lost hairpin, another voice cries out.
天哪，我的戒指也找不到了！
这是怎么回事？大家快看看自己有没有丢东西。
The dress is still safe and sound on the table, untouched. I hurry to grab the jewelry box, only to find that where the brooch used to be, there's nothing but a pile of tattered cloth and a strange blue-purple feather. A cold dread washes over me. Forcing calm, I scour the workstation inside out, yet my heart pounds harder with each passing second. Finally, after a third frantic search, the terrible truth sinks in. The brooch is gone. So that's story 1, and then I'll just move on to
姓名
我叫 Cindy， 我的耳环丢了，这副耳环我做了整整1周，拜托你们一定要帮我找到。
The girl who's almost in tears is Cindy. She's the oldest out of all of us contestants. Half an hour ago, as contestants' jewelry began vanishing one by one, Cindy was the one who insisted on calling the police. Now she's first to be questioned.
耳环是吧？我记下了。还有谁丢东西了吗？
还有我丢了一个绿宝石的发卡。
我的珍珠戒指也不见了。
My name is Little Star. I lost my brooch too.
情况我们已经基本了解，几位的东西都是在准备间丢的，前后时间不超过半小时。我的同事刚才调取了监控，那段时间并没有发现可疑人士进出。
怎么会？
不过，这边的监控存在死角，东西也不会无缘无故消失，所以希望各位能再回想一下，有没有见到什么可疑的人。
Suspicious. A black masked figure flashes through my mind, along with the swinging silver chain and skull pendant. I saw someone I didn't know coming out of the prep room. I originally thought he was a model. But on second thought, models have no reason to be in the prep room area.
是个什么样的人？
He was really tall, probably around 185 cm. He wasn't wearing a staff uniform.
麻烦你具体描述一下那个人的长相和穿着。
I nod, straining to recall that fleeting glimpse. I couldn't see his face because he had a black mask on, but I do remember his clothes. He had on a black leather jacket, light grey jeans, and a pair of studded boots. He had a long silver necklace with a skull pendant, plus a few silver chains around his waist. His aura was hard to pin down, very mysterious, though the cut of his jeans could use some improvement. I'm rambling on with my description, but the cop taking notes across from me freezes.
优化。
The realization hits me and my face floods with heat. I'm sorry, that is all I noticed.
好的，我们会根据这个方向调查的。但毕竟现场人员众多，场地过大，失误又实在太小，寻找起来很有难度。你们要做好心理准备。
After the police leave, everyone falls silent. A heavy mood hangs over us like huge rain clouds. Cindy sinks to the floor in despair, burying her face deep in her arms. She doesn't say a word. And I chose to comfort her. I walk over and pat her back softly. I'm sure the police will be able to help us find the jewelry. Don't worry.
你们年轻又有天分，失败了也有退路，自然不用太担心。可我没有。
Her voice is quiet and shaky with tears. I can barely make out what she's saying. I have heard about Cindy before. She was a corporate worker who quit and borrowed money to study design abroad, a true make or break moment. I don't know what to say that could comfort her. Any words would feel hollow, so I just keep my hand on her back.
为什么偏偏是这个时候？我好不容易才走到这里的。
The sadness spreads and my heart slowly sinks as she speaks.
哭什么？
No one expects a sharp command to come from Wu Yue. Amid everyone's stunned silence, she pushes through the crowd, strides to Cindy, and hauls her to her feet, her expression edged with barely contained frustration.
如果不想前功尽弃，就赶紧闭上你的嘴去重做。谁走到今天是容易的？只会自怜自艾的人，永远不会成功。
That is the first time I've heard Wu Yue speak off stage since the competition began. The sheer determination on her face strikes me. We still have 3 days. Let's start over now.
我可以帮大家去拿材料，有其他需要帮助的，也可以告诉我。
我早就想改我的发卡了，我这次肯定改得比之前好100。
More contestants gather around and the heavy mood slowly lifts. Cindy stops crying too, rubbing her eyes hard.
你们说的对，现在还不能放弃。
None of us know how things will end in 3 days. We are still rivals, but in this moment, working toward the same goal. We are teammates. Spirits lifted, everyone returns to their workstations, hurrying to make the most of the time. By the time I stretch, the wall clock reads well past 8. The gown is nearly finished and the new brooch design is done. Everything is progressing smoothly.
你的设计灵感是星空吗？真好看。
Gao Chen's eyes linger on my design sketches for a while, as if suddenly realizing something. He looks up with a flushed face and waves his hands.
对不起，我不是故意要看你的设计，只是路过不小心被吸引了。
It's fine. Actually, would you mind taking a look and telling me what you think?
胸针是代表最亮的那颗星星吗？
Yeah, it's supposed to be Polaris.
但其实北极星没有这么亮的，它是2等星。这颗代表它的宝石可以再暗一点。
Beijing actually refers to Polaris. Gao Cheng, unlike his usual self, becomes incredibly talkative when he speaks about the starry sky, fluent, enthusiastic, and full of excitement.
我比较喜欢天文，所以略微了解一些。你不要生气啊。
How could that be? I should be thanking you. I used to look up star charts online for reference, but Gao Cheng made me realize something. The stars captured by a camera are beautiful, but they lack a sense of realism. Nothing beats seeing it with your own eyes. Let's head up to the rooftop to check it out. When I push open the rooftop door, a cool evening breeze hits my face. The white night sky spreads out in front of me, its edges tinged with a little red. Below it, the city is lit up with countless lights. I hold the railing with both hands, tilt my head back and take a deep breath. Just then, my phone starts buzzing, and unanswered messages pop up one after another. I've got the guest seating chart for the finals. Warson Prize final seating plan. You will not even believe how amazing this guest lineup is this time. Even Xiao is actually coming, and his club is going to collab with Warson. Xiao Yi. You remember Xiao Yi, right? I showed you his photo before. He's a 4-time consecutive R1 champ and my favorite racer. So F1 becomes R1. Maybe they can't use the F1 term in this game. Before I can think further, a faint noise catches my ear, that familiar clink of metal chains. But there was no one else here when I came up. My heart skips a beat and I can't help but glance toward where the sound comes from. In the corner where the moonlight can't reach, a blurry figure stands silently. As if sensing my gaze, the figure shifts and steps out of the shadows. I make out his general outline. He is a tall man. Even from a distance, he gives off an intimidating vibe. A black jacket is draped over his shoulders, and the skull necklace around his neck glints in the silvery moonlight. That's the person I saw in the hallway. Before I can recover from the shock, I'm stunned to see he's holding a crimson earring between his fingers. That's Cindy's earring. He's the thief. The clouds cover the moon, and the rooftop goes dark in an instant. My heart is pounding. Did I just stumble on something I shouldn't have? Am I going to get silenced? The thought propels me into action. I spin around and bolt for the door. But just as I'm about to yank the door open and run, a hand with sharp, defined knuckles presses against the door first, stopping me.
你要跑哪儿去？
呼呼呼。Let's see. Oh no, I can't escape. I freeze in place, my mind totally blank.
怎么不说话？我怎么吓人？
I hold back the urge to nod, knowing this isn't the time to make him mad, so I shake my head gently. I didn't see anything just now.
那你跑什么？
His voice is so calm compared to my shaky one. But the next second, his tone turns sharp, cold, and commanding.
转过来，我们聊聊。
In movies, anyone who sees a villain's true face never ends well. I keep that thought in mind and shake my head again.
要我帮你转？
With a quiet chuckle, he lets go of the door, letting his hand slide down toward my cheek, so close that I can clearly feel the cold from his fingertips. The air carries a faint, sharp scent of black pine. Every instinct screams danger. Scared he might do something more, I take a deep breath and spin around quickly. He's so close. He tilts his eyes down to look at me, a teasing smirk on his lips. His eyes are sharp with a wild, untamable edge.
这就对了。
He steps back a little, holding the earring up right in front of my eyes.
这是你丢的？
I shake my head like a rattle, then suddenly realize something's wrong. Why is he saying I lost it? Is he testing me? That boy. I try to stay calm, clutching the phone hidden behind my back, my fingers fumbling for the emergency call button. But suddenly he leans down and grabs my wrist in one quick move. His eyes narrow a little as he stares straight at me.
你在干什么？
Nothing.
你怀疑是我偷的，对吗？ 那你猜，撞破了我的好事，会有什么下场？
The provocation in his voice is obvious. His stare makes my skin crawl, but since he's really said it out loud, there's no point in hiding anything anymore. This earring belongs to someone I know. My brooch is missing too. And I saw you in the hallway right before they disappeared. After a few seconds of silence, he lifts his chin in understanding and lets go of me.
手伸出来。
I have no idea what he's up to, but I don't dare ask, so I obediently hold out a hand. He places the earring in my palm, then points over his shoulder.
拿好，跟我过来。
I hold the ruby earring in my hand, staring blankly as he walks several steps ahead. The thought of running pops into my head right away. The man turns around, his cold gaze locking onto me, a silent urge to hurry. I have no choice but to grip the earring tightly and follow him, all the way to the corner of the rooftop. And there sits an old wooden crate, not a standard issue box, but a worn, hollowed out cube bearing faint scratches. He nods towards the crate, a silent instruction to look inside. I lean in cautiously and peek inside. At the bottom of the crate is a layer of dry grass, just enough to form a bird's nest shape, and 2 blue-purple feathers are scattered inside it. Right in the middle of this nest, among the grass, there's a pile of earrings, hairpins, and rings. They're all the accessories we lost. How did all these things end up here? I stare at him in shock. For a second, I even forget to be scared.
小偷藏在这里的，被我找到了。你不是丢了胸针吗？自己找吧。
Is he telling the truth or just making up a lie? Could it be he's not the thief? He seems to read my thoughts. With a shrug, he takes a few steps back, his gaze drifting to the night sky. Still on guard, I crouch and quickly locate my brooch, inspecting it meticulously. Thank goodness it's intact.
找到了。
The man finally stands up straight from the wall he's been leaning against and walks towards me. Right then, the thick clouds clear and the moonlight pours down, lighting up his face. He has a nonchalant look, lips pressed into a tight line, and a sharply defined jawline. A sudden image pops into my head, a racer standing at the top of the podium, taking off a helmet and looking down at the crowd below. The figure in front of me gradually overlaps with the photo An showed me, and my eyes widen in disbelief. You are Xiao. The man is slightly stunned, but he quickly goes back to his casual expression.
你认识我？看来我还挺有名。
My reputation precedes me, yes. It really is him? I know who he is, but I am even more confused. I just cannot connect a famous racer to the guy sneaking around the rooftop at night holding our lost things. A whirlwind of questions spins in my mind. Even the police didn't find this place. How did you?
啊，那2根羽毛。
These are
紫光鸟的羽毛。这种鸟喜欢收集发光的东西，捡回来放在自己的巢穴里。
I suddenly remember the similar feather in my own jewelry box. Does that mean I misjudged him? Embarrassment sinks in once I realize this. I want to say something to break the awkwardness, but Xiao just smiles softly. A gentle rooftop breeze carries a crisp chill. And then I selected believe what he said instead of being suspicious. With Xiao's identity confirmed, I chose to take him at his word for now. By the way, Xiao is Osborn. Besides, focusing on the competition is more important for me right now. Okay, I trust you, but what are you doing here so late?
跟你一样，我也是来找东西的。彩排的时候丢了。
Xiao tilts his head and pulls a bracelet out of his pocket. It's a silver nameplate bracelet. He holds it in his hand and shakes it lightly. On the front of the nameplate is a twin serpent emblem, while the back is engraved with a string of letters and numbers. Xiao looks at me calmly, and that completely puts my doubts to rest. So what do we do with these things we found?
我已经报警了，等他们处理完，应该就会还给你们。
That's good. Since everything's settled, I'll head back for now. I nod at him and hurry to the door, but the heavy weight in my palm still reminds me I'm forgetting something. After a moment's thought, I stop and turn back.
怎么，舍不得走？
Okay, if I may literally translate that line, he's actually saying you can't bear to leave to MC. So this brooch should go back with the others. The police will count everything later. I'm worried you won't be able to explain it clearly. I set the brooch in the box and am about to leave and turn and leave when my fingertips accidentally brush against the two blue-purple feathers. Suddenly a strange, heavy feeling wells up in my chest. For a moment, all my senses grow dull. Only my ears can clearly hear a sudden bird call, shrill and hoarse. I jerk my hand back and my senses return to my body. Everything's normal again, as if it were just a brief trance. Did you hear that?
什么声音？
Xiao looks at me puzzled. He seems genuinely unaware. Never mind, maybe I just imagine it. I walk to the door hesitantly, still thinking about what just happened. I try to open it, but it won't budge. A soft chuckle flows through the wind and reaches my ears. Xiao pulls hard, and with a click, the door swings open. The latch was stuck.
看来不仅胆子小，力气也小。不客气。
He looks straight at me, a hint of amusement flickering in his eyes. I hadn't even said thank you yet.
啊，那你还不快补一句？
Hi, Invisible. Thanks for the raid. Hello, Sally. Thank you. I'm not scared anymore like before. I look straight at him and thank him, enunciating each word clearly. Hi, Tiffy. Hi, Tiffy. Thank you for the raid. Hi, how are you guys? It's been a while since I've streamed. How am I enjoying the game? It was a nightmare yesterday. Literally. Was trying to download it from light to night. And then finally managed to get it working at 9 p.m. my time. And then is there sus stuff already? Wait, what kind of sus are you talking about? Xiao has already looked away, but when he hears that, he glances back at me, raising an eyebrow. I ignore him and run down the stairs. Tiffy, please explain. What do you mean by sus? Xiao watches until her figure vanishes down the stairwell before shutting the rooftop door. Let's sus. Oh, lingering lust kind of stuff. Nope, not yet. I guess it's still early days, I suppose. I'm only just one chapter in. So I still have not met, like, yep, too early for sus. The last two LIs, I've not met them yet. Charlie and Jessie. Fifi loves hot lingering lust. I mean, who doesn't? Okay, but we digress. Alright. Just going through the main story for now. So far, so good, I guess. Yep, Tiffy, neither have I. I was traveling the past 2 weeks to China again, as usual. And then got back and needed a few days of rest. Anything exciting? You mean in-game or in China? I had not not bad time in China, but I had to wake up like at 5 a.m. every day. And then I think my kneecaps were hurting from climbing too many mountains or going through too many caves. But okay, yep, I like traveling there for the natural scenery stuff. Because I kind of feel like if the cities are just like any other cities that we know, and I live in Singapore myself, a city as well, so nothing interesting. Yeah, the view was magnificent for sure. It was really like a Chinese painting. Yeah, the hiking was fun, but I really need to go on a good weight losing program or diet because my kneecaps are hurting, and I think if I weigh a little bit lighter, that would help my knees. Not to mention my old age, of course. A purple bird reveals itself in the night, circling overhead and letting out hoarse cries. It flaps its wings, oozing in black mist all around it. The thick darkness seems ready to devour everything.
来得正好，省得我去找你。
He raises his hand and deep blue flames burst out from his fingertips. By the way, Osborn's voice is very attractive. I feel the Chinese voice acting is great. I mean, he can both sound cheeky and also fierce, so I think their voiceovers are great. Turns out Xiao hasn't lied. Before long, the police return all our lost things to us. How does the English voice acting sound? Tiffy, I don't know because I did not try the English voice dubs at all. Because when I saw the ad on Light and Night See on Twitter, I'm not really feeling the English voices, so I just opted for Chinese voice right from the start. Same with Let's actually. I play Let's in Chinese voiceover as well. Yep. By the time I finish adjusting the final piece and leave the venue, it's already late at night. Tiffy, are you gonna play this game? I hope you do. Why not? You can't. Tiffy, I actually heard of many people using VPN to play this version. Yep. So why not? Try it if you want. Freshly returned with a tight competition schedule, I have not had time to find a proper place. I rented a small apartment near my grandmother's old shop instead. It's out in the suburbs, but I know that area pretty well. If Grandma was still here, would she be proud I made the finals? Tiffy saves money. That's true. The evening breeze blows toffee and the leaves rustle like a gentle response from the other side of the world. Suddenly I hear faint footsteps behind me. I turned around, moonlight spills into the alley. It is eerily quiet. Nothing is there except my own shadow. Was it just my imagination? I quicken my pace toward the subway. But just a few seconds later, those footsteps start up again. This time, steady and clear. I try walking slower and the sound behind me slows too. The second I speed up, it matches my pace right away. Is someone really following me? Cold sweat breaks out instantly. In the corner mirror, I catch a glimpse of several men not far behind, cigarettes held between their fingers, glowing faintly red in the night. Okay, good night, TV. Oh no, the subway is still a ways off and I'm surrounded by alleys. What am I supposed to do? Thank you, Tiffy. Hope to talk to you more next time. I wanted to, complain about the standard myth merch. I'm gonna go broke because I want to buy 3 out of 5 of them. And I have no space. Call the police, but there are too many of them. If I call now, I'll tip them off, and I can't be sure I'll stay safe until the police arrive. What a string of bad luck tonight. Why is everything going wrong? My heart is pounding harder and harder, but I don't dare stop walking or look back. All I can do is try to appear natural while desperately scanning for any open storefronts. Tap, tap, tap. The footsteps behind me are gaining speed. Just then, the gentle tinkle of wind chimes reaches me. There in the hushed night stands a coffee shop, its soft lights spilling a warm, inviting glow. A night breeze lifts the sweat-dampened hair from my forehead, and I feel my heart settle back into my chest.
您好，请问要喝点什么？
Hi, someone out there is following.
一杯美式，一杯拿铁，谢谢。
Guess whose voice is this? A deep yet polite voice cuts me off. I look up, still shaken, and somehow a young man has appeared right beside me. Meeting my gaze, he offers a warm, reassuring smile.
陆先生，晚上好。这位小姐是跟你一起的吗？
没错。
Mr. Lu. I look over, confused about to protest when he raises a finger to his lips.
不要否认，也不要回头。外面的人正在看你。
For a moment I'm stunned. Then it clicks. He means the man following me. So, is he helping me? Evie. Love your reaction there. I'm probably still shaken from what just happened. So I don't know if I can trust this stranger. I stare into his eyes, searching for any hidden motives. But there is not any behind those gold-rimmed glasses. His eyes hold only a smile that makes me feel at ease. Thank you. Mr. Lu shakes his head. then gestures for me to sit with him off to the side. The shop is warm and bright, dotted with other patrons. The coffee comes out quickly. I pick up the cup and take a small sip. The warm, rich aroma of the latte soothes me. I exhale in relief, and the tension that has been lingering in my chest gradually fades. Finally, I allow myself a proper look at the man across from me. He is dressed in a dark, single-breasted waistcoat with no other accessories besides his tie, exuding just the right amount of understated calm. Still, it feels a little incomplete. Maybe a tie clip would suit him, the simple style would do, and as for the color, ash grey would suit you best after all.
烟灰色。
Mr. Lu looks at me with mild surprise, and I suddenly realize my professional instinct has kicked in again. Sorry about that. I'm a designer and I could not help analyzing your suit just now. I did not mean to be offensive. I truly apologize. I fumble for my business card and hand it over. He accepts it, his gentle smile unchanged.
没关系。你刚才说的烟灰色是？
For a tie clip.
所以我似乎还缺一个烟灰色领带夹。
Well, that's just my personal opinion.
那你觉得什么款式的领带夹会比较适合？
Huh? He doesn't seem irritated by what I did. Instead, he's genuinely asking for my opinion. His manner is not overly familiar, yet maintains a perfect distance, leaving me neither awkward nor uneasy. A simple bar clip is fine, just the most basic style.
好，我知道了，谢谢。
No, it's just that I thought it would suit your temperament perfectly, Mr. Lu. If anyone should be offering thanks, it is I who should thank you. He keeps smiling and it seems even more understanding than before.
不介意的话，可以叫我陆晨。
Mr. Lu Chen.
你可以别再说谢谢了吗？
好的，谢谢你的建议。
Lu Chen and I are both caught off guard. Our eyes shift to the wall-mounted TV in unison. Yep, Evie, his Chinese name is Lu Chen. It is an old movie. Its protagonist is a loner, quiet gangster. Moved by a moment of softness, the man opens his door to rescue a neighbor girl he only knows in passing, and they live together from then on. At this point, the movie is showing the scene where he helplessly corrects her living habits. Just a few short lines and almost everyone has a thank you. Why does this feel a little like us just now? Lu Chen and I glance at each other, a shared laugh escaping us. Outside, the street lights flicker on, casting islands of warm light upon the dark. I wonder if the people who followed me just now are still around.
外面那些人已经离开了。
I'm a little shocked. Even though we've only known each other for a few minutes, Lu Chen seems to see straight through me what I'm thinking. How could you tell?
我看到了。
But the street lights were off just now. I could not see a thing.
可能因为正好是深夜吧，我能看得更清楚些。
Really? I've only heard of night blindness, never enhanced night vision. Lu Chen merely offers a faint smile, leaving the question unanswered.
不过，那些人才刚走不久。如果不着急的话，可以再坐一会儿。
I nod. In unspoken agreement, we both turn our attention back to the movie, still playing on the wall.
这家店的老板似乎钟爱这部电影。
Do you come here often?
几乎每次放的都是这一部。不过我好像一次都没有看过这部电影的结局。
I happen to know the ending, but I assume you prefer to avoid spoilers.
没关系，我不介意被剧透，相反还挺喜欢被剧透。不过，看样子已经快播到结局了。
In the movie, the girl tries to hire the man to avenge her family, but he refuses, so she makes another request to join the gang. A strange warm bond forms. She becomes the light in his lonely mechanical existence, teaching him the weight of happiness and pain. The man who slept with a gun under his pillow finally allows himself a night of unguarded sleep. The next day, the girl's enemies come looking for her, and a fierce fight is about to break out.
我想，他最后并没有如愿和女孩在一起，他被杀死了，对吗？
You really haven't seen the ending? Your guess was so spot on.
因为现在的他已经和以前不同了，他有了弱点，弱点足以致命。
In the movie, the man is using an axe to break open the air vent, forcing the girl to leave him and escape to safety.
如果你是他，你也会这样做吗？
I chose yes. I considered it carefully, then not.
宁愿放弃自己的生命。
Yes, he joined that life too young. He's always lived for someone else's purpose. His life didn't truly begin until he met the girl. To live for yourself, even once, is to live without regret. Because the pain, the joy, it's all real. Lu Chen stays quiet the whole time, listening to me, and a faint light flickers in his eyes. Did I talk too much?
你脸上的神采很让人信服，也让我有了不一样的收获。
What about you? Lu Chen meets my gaze and shakes his head. Why?
我想，如果是我，甚至从一开始就不会给女孩开门。
The movie is hurtling towards its climax. The blazing light of a massive explosion spills from the screen, washing over Lu Chen's face.
抱歉两位，我们马上就要打烊了。
With her words, the TV clicks off. Too bad we still didn't get to see the ending. Lu Chen stands up and smiles helplessly at me.
我们走吧。
By the way, about the coffee earlier, should I transfer the money to you?
不用，就当做是你告诉我如何挑选领带夹的谢礼吧。打算怎么回去？夜深了，一个人总是不太安全。如果不介意的话，我送你。
That's very kind, but the taxi will be fine. I don't want to trouble you. Lu Chen doesn't insist. He opens the door and walks out of the shop with me. We stand quietly side by side under the eaves, waiting for the taxi, as the wind chimes on the cafe's wooden door tinkles softly in the breeze. After a short while, the taxi slowly pulls up at the alley entrance. I'll be off then. Thank you again for everything today.
你已经说了很多次谢谢了。
I feel a little embarrassed by what Lu Chen said and awkwardly hang my head. That's because I'm truly grateful for helping me out for the coffee and for the movie. Anyway, I'm really glad I met you tonight, Lu Chen.
路上小心。
Evie, this part really is so Zane coded. I get into the car but can't help glancing back. Lu Chen is still there, enveloped in that gentle light. The car moves forward steadily in the depths of the night. Neon lights blaze colorfully, and all the crises from earlier feel like nothing more than a dream. Okay. Guess I'm on this. In the blink of an eye, the final night of the Warson Prize arrives. Every contestant is racing against time to make final revisions. Nervous tension and fiery ambition reach their peak. As the event bell rings, everyone simultaneously sets down their work, watching with relief as the organizers collect the pieces before them. The art and fashion competition is now like an arrow ready to be released. Clang, clang, clang. Exciting music fills the air, lights flash intensely and finally converge on a single point.
欢迎大家来到第3届 Watson Prize 的决赛夜。接下来，让我们隆重请出今晚的重量级嘉宾登场。首先有请的是万珍集团董事陆廷先生。
A middle-aged man in a tailored grey suit strides confidently onto the stage. He has a straight posture and deep-set features, exuding an air of dignity. After exchanging a few brief words with the host, the next to appear are various celebrities who have collaborated with Warson. The popular actress Ling Yao, pop singer Martin, one familiar name after another flashes across the screen, truly a gathering of stars.
接下来的这位嘉宾是我们万珍的新朋友，欢迎来自 Glitter Bullet 车队的冠军选手萧毅。
What? A familiar name makes me pause for a moment. Xiao Yi's figure emerges from the stage's far end. He is wearing a well-tailored three-dimensional suit, predominantly in varying shades of black, layers upon each other with small touches of gold, accenting the details. Not this guy. Combined with his cold stern features, the entire look is sleek and neat, with a hint of danger and mystery. Just as I thought, black is his color. The host holds the microphone and exchanges the customary small talk as usual.
Watson Prize 还是第一次请到了体育界的明星，不知道萧毅先生对时尚有什么独到的见解？
Facing the camera, Xiao Yi curls the corner of his lips slightly.
算不上独大，我觉得时尚就是不拘束，想做什么做什么。
啊，好吧，那萧毅有看过我们之前的比赛吗？
当然，毕竟某些选手还挺有趣的。
The memory of that awkward rooftop encounter suddenly comes to me. Some contestants. Could he possibly mean me? Once all the judges and guests have been introduced, the competition officially began. Music swells through the hall as 10 models, each wearing the contestants' designs, steps onto the runway, one after another. Standing backstage beside the curtain, I silently repeat the design concept I'm going to present over and over in my mind. Don't be nervous later, stay composed, stay calm.
下一位，准备。
I take a deep breath, turn around and step onto the stage. The blazing lights instantly envelop me. Ahead, I see the model in the gown I designed, beautiful like a painting. I stride to the model's side, bow deeply amid the applause, and calmly begin to elaborate on my design concept. Hello everyone, I'm Little Star. Today I present to you Star Key. Only after finishing my explanation do I realize a layer of sweat has already broken out at the back of my neck. Soon, all 10 gowns have been presented. The contestants stand shoulder to shoulder, a tense line, awaiting the results.
现在，我的手上已经拿到了评委们的分数。
My hands silently clench into fists, my heart beating like a small drum, thumping constantly.
获得最高分的3位选手将有机会进入下一个环节冲刺冠军。那么，他们到底是谁呢？
Tut tut, the pounding in my ears is all I can hear.
他们就是记忆隧道的设计师吴越，最后的橙花的设计师高成，以及星耀的设计师
Little Star, designer of Star Key. That's my name. A wave of applause engulfs the stage. I don't react for a moment, tilting my head up to look at the big screen. My name is clearly displayed there, real and vivid. It's me. I've made it into the top 3.
我们都进了。
让我们恭喜这3位选手，请来到舞台中央。
Although I made it into the top 3, it also means I will face even fiercer competition.
众所周知 ，Watson Prize 是业内最顶级的比赛之一。为了体现万真的变革与创新精神，每一届的冠军争夺赛都为即兴设计。那么这一次，又有什么样的题目在等待着3位选手呢？
I love this song. Impromptu design is the biggest challenge for a designer. No time for preparation, no room for assistance. It is a mirror, starkly reflecting a designer's true depth and caliber. I set aside the joy of advancing and focus all my attention on listening. I'm only one step away from the championship. I must seize this opportunity.
本次即兴设计的主题即将揭晓，有请3位来自万真集团的终极评委亮相。他们分别是知名设计师严潇和万真设计中心的副总监米娅。
The lights above the judges' table lit up in response, and the 2 judges are already seated. Yet the seat in the center is actually empty. The drum beats grow rapid, the stage lights flicker, and a spotlight illuminates the back of the runway.
最后，让我们有请 Watson 品牌的新任设计总监，国际知名设计师齐斯里先生。
In that moment, both the audience and the contestants freeze in place.
齐斯里不是已经隐退了吗？
No way, how is this possible? But under the spotlight, that tall figure, those cold pale eyes, that face I've seen countless times in magazines. Sili is truly standing right in front of me. The world feels as if it has been pressed pause. I stand rooted to the spot, watching him walk past me, past the cameras and the crowd, step by step, until he reaches the judges' table. The moment he takes his seat, time snaps back into motion. The venue erupts in a roaring tidal wave of sound.
正如我刚才介绍的，从今日起，齐斯里先生将担任 Watson 品牌的设计总监一职。希望 Watson 能在他的执掌下迈向更高的台阶。
The audience erupts in another commotion, and the host simply passes the microphone to Sili.
最后一场比赛即将开始，在这之前，请问齐斯里评委有什么想对大家说的吗？
Sili raises his eyes, his face showing no emotion.
我没什么想说的。
The host forces an outward smile, trying to smooth over the moment, and hurries to announce the rules. Evie, tell me if you like this guy or not. For the final round, 3 distinct teams await, each proposed by one of our 3 judges. Sili is Sariel. Contestants must take the initiative to choose a judge and complete the task proposed by them.
选手选择的顺序由上一环节的排名决定。那么，第1位拥有选择权的选手是，请做出你的选择。
Huh? I'm first? That means I was top of the last round? I take the microphone from the host, a little excited, and look toward the judges' table across the way. The renowned designer Xiao has always been known for his amicability and is friendly to all contestants. Mia, deputy director of Watson Design Center, has always been known for her strictness, but in the previous competitions she has praised me more or less. The last one. Sili sits there quietly, clearly the person receiving the most attention at the scene. He seems completely unaffected by the external noise and commotion. I have imagined countless times what it would be like to meet him, but I never expected it to be like this today. Rumor has it that he's extremely strict with people. and thinks, but this might be my only chance. I grip the microphone tightly and take a deep breath. I choose. At the sound of my voice, Sili finally withdraws his gaze and our eyes meet. In those pale golden eyes, there is still not the slightest trace of emotion. I chose Sili. Even after I sit down at the independent workstation, my heart is still pounding wildly. Just a few short lines and almost everyone has a thank you. Why does this feel a little like us just now? I stare at it for a long time, countless inspirations drift through my mind, but I can't catch the most crucial one. Just then, the tick-tock sound of a sewing machine needle comes from the next preparation room. They've already started? That's way too fast. I quickly take a deep breath, telling myself not to be affected. But that steady sewing needle sound keeps reaching my ears. That afternoon, I heard that same sound. So now MC is recalling. I close my eyes, letting memory pull me back. Clack, clack, clack. Grandma gently pressed the sewing machine pedal, and I sat beside her, resting my chin in my hands and watching her.
你长大了，想成为什么样的人呢？
The little me tilted my head, thought for 2 seconds, then smiled at Grandma. I want to be like Grandma.
为什么呀？
Cause then I can make lots of pretty dresses and sell them. Then you and Mommy won't have to work so hard anymore.
哎呀，我们的小宝贝这么懂事啊！那你知道做漂亮裙子的人叫什么吗？
They are called Grandma.
哦，不是，这些人啊都叫设计师。
Then I want to be a designer.
要是你真的想做呀，外婆就教你。
I want to learn. Teach me.
哈哈哈！不过，无论我们小宝贝以后做什么，都要记住，一定要先做自己。只有做自己，遇到困难才不会害怕，才会有足够的勇气去面对一切。
Be true to myself. I repeated the words muddle-headedly, watching the roses blooming vigorously outside the window. My heart swayed with them, gently blown by the warm breeze.
等你长大就明白啦。
Later, when I grew up, Mom was no longer around, and I never got the chance to make a dress for her. Later, Grandma too waved goodbye, leaving for a world beyond. I never got the chance to learn her craft, nor to give her a good life, so I was left all alone. Only this dream has stayed with me to this day. Now Grandma's words return to me with perfect clarity. Standing here in this very moment is me being true to myself. I think I finally know what kind of design I want to create. After submitting my final work, I stand on stage with Wu Yue and Gao Chen, waiting for the final result. Wu Yue's theme was hippie. In 2 short hours, she crafted a flowing bohemian midi skirt. Gao Chen's theme was A Midsummer Night's Dream. He crafted a satin shirt, deceptively simple, with intricate detailing throughout. As for my interpretation of designer, I used the finest, highest twist black tulle on sides, spicing it with pale gold rose ornaments to complete a top hat.
接下来就请3位评委对这些作品进行简单的点评。
Yan Xiao maintains his usual affability, giving relatively positive evaluations of all our works. Maya, in stark contrast, delivers concise, pointed critiques of each piece. The microphone is handed to Sili once again. Under the spotlight, his face is serious and cold. The venue goes completely silent. In an instant, no one dares to speak.
绸缎衬衣缺乏设计亮点，与其把所有精力都花费在工艺上，不如好好想想新意的问题。半身裙，复古并不代表复刻。如果你一味追求安全感， 那只会被他束缚。
He pauses for a moment and his gaze lands on my work. My heart suddenly throbs like a drum and I hold my breath.
你根本没有理解题目的含义。这个自以为是的设计，完全丢掉了设计师的本质。
What? It is a look of pure disappointment, sharp as a blade piercing me through. Everything on stage turns blurry and only a dazzling golden light remains in front of my eyes. I can't hear how the host diffuses the tension or how he boosts the atmosphere. Until your name pierces my ears.
让我们恭喜本届 Osborn Prize 设计大赛的冠军，吴越。
The applause and cheers warp in my ears, becoming the hollow sound of bubbles collapsing in deep water. I have failed just one step away from the championship. During the long curtain call, I am suddenly enveloped by an unprecedented heaviness, a vague feeling of unwillingness and faint doubt. I don't even know how I walk off the stage. Sili's words keep echoing in my mind. He said I had abandoned the essence of a designer. What exactly does that mean? The other contestants walking ahead feel relief, but the more I think, the more troubled I become. I walk alone toward a quiet place. At the corridor's end lies the atrium garden, serene and mysterious in the moonlight. The pale light dusts the leaves and petals, and a night breeze carries the faintest scent of blooms. I look down at the potted plant at my feet. It's an epiphyllum that hasn't bloomed yet. Under its plum leaves hide a few small flower buds, gently brushing against my ankle. Like a tiny pet nuzzling its master, trying its best to offer comfort. Even though I know it's only an illusion caused by the night wind, I still feel warmth. Thank you. Just then, rustling sounds come from the direction of the glass doors. In the moonlight, a slender figure gradually approaches. A crisp white suit, cool detached eyes. Sili. He seems a little surprised, but quickly conceals that emotion. Sili doesn't speak. His gaze passes over me and falls on the plants in the garden. His eyes reflect the faint moonlight, as clear as translucent glazed glass. Unlike the coldness he displayed on stage, he unexpectedly seems a little calm at this moment. Yet, just as the word pops into my mind, I immediately recall his harsh comments.
你根本没有理解题目的含义。
My mind was in a mess back then, and I missed the chance to ask him. Perhaps right now is the turning point fate has given me. Mr. Sili. Sili looks over quietly, his eyes still calm, without a ripple, only his brows are slightly furrowed. I'm Little Star, a contestant from the competition.
我知道。
I deeply admire your work. You've always been my inspiration.
所以
So, I chose to explain the design concept. So I want to know why you think I didn't understand the theme. I hope I can explain my design concept to you. I brace for rejection, but he doesn't interrupt, doesn't leave. He simply waits, his calm gaze holding. Is that permission? Summoning all my courage, I begin to elaborate. I chose 80-count high twist black gauze not just because it can hold the silhouette I envision, but also because I believe it symbolizes the resilience inherent in the designer. As for the rose, I chose it as a witness to the very origin of my dream to become a designer. I don't know how others interpret the word designer, but I think since the theme has no single answer, it cannot by definition be off topic. As I finish, an undisguised sneer touches Sili's lips.
所以你是觉得自己的问题出在了想法和理念上， 才这么拼命跟我解释。
Isn't it?
你的理解能力还真是让人叹为观止。80支的高碾黑纱或许能体现出你想要的坚韧，但作为礼帽，这种碾度是最不合适的。摒弃了优雅，完全不惧蓬松感，更重要的是，毫无舒适度。
It sacrifices. Okay.
你有更好的方式去解构蔷薇，而不是简单的把这个不和谐元素强加在作品上。只有庸人才希望通过解释被认可。所有人都是透过你的作品去感受你要表达的东西。在你的作品上，姑且称之为作品吧。我不知道为什么个人情感会这么强烈，以至于它失去了作为帽子本身的意义。
Unlike his arrogance and coldness on stage, when he talked about design itself, his tone was unusually serious.
设计师最重要的是要知道为什么而做。你还不具备成为一个优秀设计师的资格。比起整天做梦想着怎样飞得更高，不如先学会走路吧。
His words hit with bullet force. I can only stare, speechless. He is right. I have always prioritized concepts. In my eagerness to interpret my concept, I neglected the most core things. I bow to him, the gesture sincere. I understand. I will work hard to improve. Thank you.
你准备怎么做，与我无关。
He seems to have turned back into the arrogant, distant judge on stage, not the one who just discussed design with me seriously. I watch him walk away, filled with mixed emotions. It feels as if a question that has quietly troubled me in the back of my mind is answered during this unpleasant conversation. Ouch. When I return backstage, everyone is talking about going to the celebration banquet later. You guys go ahead, I'll come right after I finish packing up my things. Gao Chen nods, departing with Wu Yue and the others. I walk alone to the preparation room. Compared to the hustle and bustle during the competition, it is indeed much quieter now. The room isn't lit, only faint moonlight filters through the window frame and falls on the floor. Just as I reach for the switch, a sudden force roughly pulls me against the wall. In the darkness, a tall man blocks my path. His scorching, heavy breath falls on my face as he closes in.
嘘，不会伤害你的。
This voice and his familiar scent. Xiao. His body goes still for a second as he steps back. Moonlight pours from behind him, illuminating the space between us. For a moment, astonishment flickers in his eyes, but it quickly fades as he regains his composure.
又是你，
Why are you here?
迷路了。
Lost? That sounds even less credible than looking for lost things on the rooftop.
怎么，又不信？
Of course, I don't. You're clearly hiding from something. A strange acrid scent suddenly fills my nose. By the moonlight, I finally notice he's leaning lazily against the wall. Gone is the dominance he had on the rooftop. One hand is taking off the earphones from his ear, while the other is propping against the floor, a faint reddish smear darkening his palm. Are you hurt? He doesn't answer me, just slipping his hands into his pockets. Aren't you going to bandage it?
不用。
Strange man, strange appearances, strange wounds. Everything about Xiao Yi always leaves me confused, yet even so. Let me help you treat it. I walk to the work table and rummage through the cabinet for a long time, but can't find anything for bandaging. There's no other way. All I can do is pull out a dress, carefully unpin the silk scarf from its neckline, and grab some clean cotton pads. First, let's clean the wound, then I'll bandage it with this. Xiao Yi doesn't reach out, he just tilts his head and raises an eyebrow.
你的作品
What's wrong?
挺好看的，拿来包扎可惜了。
Whether it's a waste or not is up to me. Why do you still have the mood to care so much? It served its purpose on stage. Better this than forgotten in a drawer. Xiao Yi is slightly startled seeing that he doesn't respond. I take his right hand and start bandaging.
胆子突然变这么大，不怕我了？
I was never afraid of you. Last time I just thought you were a thief.
刚才不是也吓得动不了了？
You popped up of nowhere. Anyone would be startled. A low chuckle vibrates above me, the hand in mine trembling faintly with it. Is it that funny? Stop laughing. I tie the knot angrily, lift my head, and suddenly meet his eyes. Those usually unruly eyes are now filled with a gentle moonlight-like smile.
好了。
Xiao Yi raises his hand, examining my bandaging work, and nods in satisfaction, but in the next second his gaze suddenly turns sharp. He leans down, putting his index finger on my lips, gesturing for me to keep quiet. My breath catches, heat floods from where his fingers touch my lips, spreading up to set the tips of my ears on fire. Tap, tap, tap. The footsteps outside are getting closer and closer.
那家伙跑哪儿去了？手环就在这附近啊！别废话，掘地3尺要找回来。
The bracelet. Could it be the same one I saw on the rooftop earlier? I remember Xiao Yi said he lost it, so why does it sound like everyone's scrambling for it? My mind is still trying to stay calm and analyze the situation, but my body leaning against the door can't help trembling slightly. A hand yanks me away from the door. I jerk my head up in panic, and something cold is pushed into my mouth. Lemon candy?
吃糖，别紧张。
The cool, sweet tart taste floods my mouth, easing some of the tension. Time blurs until the footsteps outside fade into the distance, then vanish entirely. The crisis ends as abruptly as it began, leaving only a strange stillness. They're gone.
我知道。
You can let me go now.
哦，如果不放呢？
Xiao Yi suddenly leans in, his playful eyes magnifying in my sight. I flush and squirm, and only then does he release me.
行了，我也要走了。
Remember to take proper care of your wound. I only gave it a simple bandage earlier.
你对坏人都这么关心吗？
I'm sorry. Real bad guys don't announce themselves.
怎么没有？我就是。
Xiao Yi pulls open a crack in the door, letting the hall light stream in. With the sound of glass shattering, an icy wind rushes in instantly. I shrink back in fright, but I'm pulled into a solid embrace. The light suddenly turns extremely dark. Before I can figure out what is happening, my ears are already filled with Xiao Yi's heartbeat. Its steady, powerful rhythm blocks out all the sounds of danger.
弄出这么大动静。
Footsteps and shouts erupt from outside.
找到了，就是那边。
It's the people who were chasing Xiao Yi earlier. They actually smashed the window. Xiao Yi lets go of me and strides straight to the window. You're going out? But aren't those people outside chasing you?
不该你知道的事，就不要多问。不过刚才，谢了。
He leaps, flips over the windowsill and rushes into the distant darkness. I walk to the window, but I can no longer see any figure, only a small lemon candy lying on the sill. Last subchapter to this chapter 1. By the end, the celebration banquet ends. Night has long since fallen. Back at the apartment, I casually turn on the TV. It's broadcasting the results of the Osborn Prize, and my own devastated face flashes across the screen. A message from An pulls me out of my gloom. Before you leave, let's grab hot pot together. We'll order a ton of food and eat all our worries away. Then I want milk tea and barbecue too. From now on, you're gonna have to eat your way through all of Guangxi City with me. I can almost picture her frowning at her phone, unsure what to say to comfort me, and my nose tingles. Huh? Don't you need to go back? I'm not going back. I'm staying here for good, but it's a long story. I'll tell you later. The disappointment lasts but a moment before I forcefully push down all the grief and resentment in my heart. Even though coming back alone this time didn't give me the best start, I won't doubt myself, not when I have such supportive friends by my side. Only in this way can I embrace a brand new tomorrow. Giving up, I turn off the TV and focus on packing my contest luggage, all while mulling over what comes next. The dream of winning the championship and starting my own brand has already fallen through. What should I do next? My phone on the table vibrates abruptly, an unknown number.
你好，我是万臻集团设计中心的 Mia。
Mia? Hello, may I ask what you're calling about?
在 Osborn Prize 里，你给我留下了很深的印象。作为新人来讲，还不错。虽然在设计上你还有很长的路要走，但不可否认的是，你很有天赋。正在寻求改变的 Osborn 品牌需要新鲜血液。
Do you mean? My heart starts hammering against my ribs, wild and out of control.
我仅代表万臻集团，邀请你加入我们的设计中心，任初级设计师一职。稍后 HR 会把 offer 发到你的邮箱，请认真考虑。对设计师来说，起点很重要。能站在巨人的肩膀上向前走，对每个新人来说都是不可多得的机会。而万臻就是设计界的巨人。
By the way, 万臻 means Osborn. After the call ends, I open my email and sure enough, I receive an offer. My name sits beneath the golden logo. True to Mia's word, it's an offer for a junior designer position at Osborn. I read the offer word by word, my eyes lingering on the signature. Osborn Group, Evan Lu. Before this, I had considered joining a company, but I still wanted to work harder to start my own brand. But this competition made me see I'm not as seasoned as I imagined. There's still so much to learn, so much to grasp. And Osborn might just be the place that can give me all of this. Even if I'm unsure I can walk this suddenly laid out path steadily, I'm willing to take the first step and climb to a higher plane. Under the same moonlight, in the hall of a grand manor on the other side of the city, the bright light suddenly goes out. A middle-aged man kneels on one knee in the center of the room, respectfully bowing his head to the imposing elder in front of him.
情况如何？
第5区的紫光鸟消失了 ，HCP-18407号名牌还在持续追踪。
A heavy sigh echoes in the air. After a long while, that voice speaks again.
如果下次还是这样，你就不用回来了。
Lu Ting exits the room. The flickering lights on both sides of the corridor stretch his shadow, casting his slightly trembling figure filled with anger onto the wall. His footsteps echo in the corridor as another figure brushes past him.
你不该回来的。
Chen doesn't respond. His smile only grows wider. He pushes open that heavy door and looks toward the hunched figure in the depths of the night.
之前的事情已经过去了，既然你已经回归家族，就要背负起使命。明牌的是，你去协助陆廷。
是。
这一次他随时可能苏醒，我们不可错失最后的机会了。
His figure gradually fades away, yet his voice still lingers in the room. Lu Chen stands in silence at the room's center, a chilling aura gradually settling over his features.
最后的机会吗？
Outside the window, a blue-purple bird beats his wings, skims the city's highest peaks, and dissolves into smoke. Those lost in slumber cannot hear its cry. Deep within the horizon's clouds, pinpricks of crimson blood bleed through. A new day is dawning. Yep, guys, so this is chapter 1, Turning Point of Fate. Just completed chapter 1 here online on this stream. Yes, Evie, you can download it from the App Store. By the way, I think I need to kind of log off for a while. I need to go and get some exercise done, and then maybe I'll come back and do chapter 2. I don't know, or maybe I'll do chapter 2 tomorrow. So thank you guys for joining me. Gonna upload this to YouTube as well. Yep. So if I do come back, I will probably be doing this at 5 in another 1 hour and 15 minutes maybe, or if not, then probably tomorrow, which is, let's see, Friday the 22nd. So far so good. I'm enjoying the story. Evie, I think you're gonna play it, right? Play and let me know what you think about the game, and if Evan is still your favorite. I know definitely not Xiao, the bad guy, the bad boy guy. I'm not into Sili at this point in time. Sariel. I mean, he does what he does, but again, you never know with these games. Who's my favorite so far? I don't know if it's Evan or Osborn actually. Xiao, the bad boy. But I think Xiao's voice, I don't know if I'm overthinking, but he definitely sounds like Caleb in Love and Deep Space. Maybe it's the same voice actor. I need to check that out. But he gave me that feeling like he's Kirker's voice. So maybe I'm just biased. Yep, liking Xiao and Evan for sure. But actually, when I registered for this game, I actually denoted in the registration that I'm most interested in Jessie. I've not met Jessie so far in this story, but maybe we will in the upcoming chapters. Okay. I'll stop the stream for now and then probably come back. Evie, you get notified when I do come back, right? Let's see. No pressure as well. No pressure at all. Let's play by ear and then we'll see if I come back and do chapter 2. I think I'm just only midway through because I was trying to do it last night and then I was feeling so tired I couldn't take it, so I went to bed. Alrighty then. See you. Thank you for joining the stream. Invisible, thank you so much as well. Bye bye.